What's up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today we have a versus video with a twist. Firstly, we are coming from a new location, Helsinki, Finland. Raining today, but still such a beautiful city. Now, the versus has a twist because it's the OPPO Find N5, my daily driver, my favourite foldable phone, versus the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which is almost a year old, and the Samsung Z Fold Special Edition, which is about 6 or 7 months old. I'm going to talk about the cameras and then actually what it's like to use them for a long period of time. They all have different chipsets, they have different batteries, there's a lot of similarities, but what are they actually like to use in real life? And with the release of the Samsung Z Fold 7 and the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold, or whatever they decide to call it, should you just save some money and get one of these devices? Let's go. Now, as I wait for one of the many convenient and frequent trams in Helsinki, we may as well talk about the similarities. They're all large format foldable phones. They all come in global versions and they all look damn cool with the right aspect ratio, I would argue, on all. For me, the OPPO N5 probably hits a sweet spot just because of the most usable outer screen, but the Pixel and the Samsung are almost there as well. The other similarity is they're major upgrades to their predecessors. That's what we've been shouting out for, especially with the Samsung. From the Z Fold 1 all the way to the Z Fold 6, Samsung just never seemed to innovate. Then they brought out the Special Edition and they answered almost all our questions. There's still issues about battery and cameras, but they're trying. Now that's the difference between the Samsung, but it's with the Google and the OPPO that you actually find the biggest differences in terms of previous iterations. The Google Pixel Fold, the original one, was, in many people's eyes, the perfect form factor. So when Google announced that the new 9 Pro Fold was going to be a completely different aspect ratio, completely different design, people weren't happy. I was one of those people that really loved the passport style of the Pixel, but I didn't like the aspect ratio for multitasking. I hated the crease, and it was about 8 kilograms in weight. Not really, it was just under 300 grams, but still, there was some changes that needed to be made. So Google made those changes, and for me, after nearly 10 months of having the Pixel 9 Pro Fold on and off, it was worth it. The aspect ratio is far improved for multitasking and viewing content. The larger or taller outer screen is better for viewing more content rather than the squished aspect ratio of the original Pixel. But most importantly, the 10.5mm thickness folded is night and day compared to the original Pixel. So Samsung and Google giving us all what we wanted, which leaves OPPO kind of similar situation. The OnePlus Open in some people's eyes, or the OPPO Find N3 in some people's eyes, was a fantastic form factor. However, it wasn't as squished as the Pixel, and it was far more usable. So when OPPO came out with the 6.5 inch outer and the 8 inch inner screen, I was okay. I didn't find too much of a difference. And as you all know, my 2025 phone of the year so far, most people's favourite foldable phone they've ever used, is the OPPO Find N5. In so many areas, including its upgrade over the previous iteration, it's just perfect. Now, since we've been talking about inner screens and creases and all that good stuff, we might as well just confirm all of the nice dimensions on each of these three phones. As mentioned, the N5 is the thinnest foldable phone of the three, coming in at just under 9mm folded. The Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold and the Samsung Z Fold Special Edition both are 10.5mm. As mentioned, all three are a marked upgrade on the previous iterations. Now, in terms of inner screen, again, a very welcome upgrade. All three screens are super impressive in the way they implement a crease. At the end of the day, you've got a foldable OLED panel that is going to have a crease because it folds. All three phones do a great job at hiding this. However, as you can clearly see, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold has improved since the original Pixel 1, but it's still not as good as the Z Fold Special Edition and the OPPO N5. Using the OPPO N5 and the Samsung on a regular basis, you genuinely forget it's a foldable phone, both when it's folded or when it's unfolded. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold, yeah, still improvements to be made, but I'm sure this year we will get more improvements from Google. Now, one of the biggest differences between these three phones is the battery. For me, my kind of top three ranking must-haves on a phone, it's cameras, design and battery. And with battery, there's one clear winner and it isn't even close. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold has a near 5,000 mAh battery, but it's using Google's own Tensor G3 chip, which compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on the Z Fold or the 8 Elite on the OPPO N5, just is nowhere near good enough. I could actually compare the near 5,000 mAh battery with the 4,400 mAh battery on the Samsung in terms of screen on time, purely because that extra 600 mAh on the Google doesn't give you anything because of the inefficiencies the Tensor chip has compared to the Qualcomm chip. Both of these phones, you're probably with medium to heavier usage looking at about 7.5 hours screen on time. Obviously, results may vary depending how much you unfold the phone, game, watch content, all that good stuff. But on a regular day, let's be generous and say 7.5 hours screen on time. The OPPO N5 with its 5,600 mAh battery and the Snapdragon Elite chip is good for around 9 hours of screen on time, 10 hours on a good day. And of course, it goes without saying, the OPPO has the fastest wireless charging at 50 watts and the fastest wired charging at, I want to say 90 watts wired, it might be 80, I'll put an asterisk here with the confirmed wattage. The Pixel and the Samsung do what Samsung and Google do. They keep your wireless charging low at around 15 watts and your wired charging pretty damn low as well at around about 30 to 40 watts. Now, in terms of software, listen guys, this isn't that in-depth versus video for software. You know that the Samsung's got the best software with One UI. You know that Google's is stock Android. If you are looking for a deep dive on software, I've done those videos on my channel, or better people have done better videos on their channel, so just YouTube search it. Just let it be known that of these three devices, they share basically the best Android skins going. Samsung's One UI, OPPO's ColorOS and Google's stock. They're actually three of my top 4 Android skins. Not that stock Android is a skin. The only one missing is Origin OS, which by the way you will have on the new Vivo X Fold 5. Quick plug, average dad tech store, cheapest price around, loyalty 3% off code, and a reminder for UK customers, you can order from the main site, but you're going to have to pay 20% VAT. To get around that, order from the AD UK store, set up in Dubai, no VAT, and you don't have to pay that VAT. Now, the main event, the thing that we all truly care about, or most of us should care about if you're spunking over £1,000, near £2,000 on these devices, cameras. All three of these foldables have, in my opinion, above average camera systems, with the OPPOs on paper having the best sensors, but the Samsung does have a 200 megapixel sensor taken directly from the S24 Ultra. Google has Cameras, and Google relies heavily on post-processing for sure. But for the next 5 minutes, you are going to be able to judge for yourself. Yes, 5 minutes of unadulterated photos and a video or two, just to let you see exactly what the cameras can produce. And a bit of a spoiler here, all three of these foldables are 100% passable to use as your only camera phone. That could not have been said about 3 years ago. And I think that's kind of the overall theme of this video. No matter which one you choose, no matter which one you've bought, if you've bought already, if you've got one of these devices, you're laughing, because foldable phones in 2025 or 2024 for a couple of them, just an absolute night and day difference from that of foldable phones in 2021 or 2022. Anyway, here is that nice montage of all the footage. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer, and I'll be back after.
Chasing dreams, I'm chasing light. Pushing boundaries, taking flight. I keep my head high, never look back. Oh. No stopping now, I'm on the rise. I'm versatile, yeah, I'll flip the script. Changing the game, baby, I never slip. Head up, I'll move it right to the top. Every door
And this is the selfie video on the OPPO Find N5. 4K 30 frames per second it caps out at, no 60 FPS, which is, yeah, not my favourite, but let me know how the mic sound. Picture, yeah, looks good. This is the selfie camera video, 4K 60 frames per second on the Samsung Z Fold 7. You can let me know how the microphone sounds. Picture wise, bright, vibrant, Samsung. And finally, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Glad to see 4K 60 frames per second here. But again, let me know how the mic sounds. Picture looks good to me. So there we have it. Main lens, ultra wide, zoom lens, all that good stuff. I think if you look back, you'll notice the one big difference is zoom. Max zoom or 50 times zoom just isn't possible on the Samsung and Google Pixel, whereas the OPPO crushes it. And with the AI, yes, it's not going to get blown up on a canvas in your living room, but it's certainly a passable max zoom image. Take another look if you can't remember what I'm talking about. But for the flowers, for the random yellow bins that they have in Helsinki, which make complete sense, to give you an idea, they're on a cycle track, which is why they're slanted, so you can still be cycling along and throw stuff in the bin. I think that's genius. And video on all three is great. However, it should be noted that the Samsung is the only one that can shoot 8K, not that many people use it. So hopefully by this point you've let me know in the comments which one you prefer for cameras. But overall, which one do you prefer in terms of look, battery, design, build, dimensions? Mine is obviously still the OPPO N5, but I promise you, if the OPPO N5 never existed, I would be more than happy to rock the Google or the Samsung. And for those that are watching this video, waiting to get a Samsung Z Fold 7, I'm going to say it right now, you are going to get a fantastic device. It's just a fantastic device that is lacking in two of my main areas, battery and cameras. No, they won't be bad cameras, but for a mid to late release in 2025, we're really looking to push boundaries here, because at the same time we've got the Vivo X Fold 5 and the Honor Magic V5, and you just know the cameras on those two foldables are going to shit all over the Samsung in most cases. So I did tell you it was a versus with a twist. My experience using all three of these phones has been a pleasure. As mentioned numerous times, these are a significant upgrade on their predecessors, which is all as consumers we can really ask for. I have the Vivo X Fold 5 and the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra waiting for me back home. I will be home on Monday, round about early evening, so probably not get a video out, but then again I might. But for sure, on Tuesday, you will have an unboxing and first impressions of the Vivo X Fold 5, followed by the Huawei Pura Ultra. Huawei are still an anomaly out there, because even though they're not getting the support, whenever I release Huawei content, it does gangbuster numbers. And the Pura 80 Ultra has already sold 8 on the Average Dad Tech store, and I've not even opened it yet. So yeah, Huawei still going strong as ever. If you haven't already, smash the like button and hit subscribe. Do all that YouTube metric good stuff. And until next time,